All this week across the state of Wisconsin is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and here this morning to get us better prepared, is Sherry Congleton from the Vilas County Emergency Management Office. Good morning, Sherry. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
Good, good. Thank you for joining us. So, what is the role of the County Emergency Management Center when it involves severe thunderstorms or tornadoes?
So, emergency management actually has a couple of roles. The first is that we work with our partners to get the word out on preparedness. So we encourage folks to have an individual plan. So safety really ultimately lies with an individual itself. You know, you can be the one to make a choice. Do I hear a tornado warning and decide to shelter, or might I just say, oh, you know what, I've heard that the past couple of days and now I'm not going to shelter. So of course I recommend you shelter, because when those come out, those are real. So you need to have a plan. You need to get your family involved in the plan. And then we also work with municipalities on response to disasters. So if a disaster comes through, our role is really resource coordination. And then once say the tornado is gone, then we might come in and help them with their disaster assessments and recovery functions.
So of course it's Severe Weather Awareness Week, so of course the big question is getting prepared. So this is that time to start getting ready. So how would you encourage people to start getting prepared?
Well, you know what, the National Weather Service today does drills, and those are at 1:45 and 6:45 tonight. So if you're home tonight and you have your kids home at 6:45, I would encourage sitting down around the table at dinner and saying, what are we going to do if a tornado comes? Where should we go? And then think about your individual circumstances in your household. Do you have older kids that maybe they're home for an hour between 4 and 5 when they get off the bus and you come home from work? Do they know what they would do if something happened between that hour when you weren't home? Is what they do at 6:45 this evening the same thing they're going to do at, say, 9 o'clock tonight? Or might they need to do something like grab a flashlight? You know, do you have an elderly parent that lives with you that maybe is not as mobile as they used to be, or they're on some kind of home oxygen? And, you know, if the tornado comes, the power is going to be out, and whether it hits your house or a mile down the road, it's very likely there's going to be debris and wires down, and we're not going to have power. How are they going to get their oxygen? And maybe they use a lift chair to help them up. Do you have a battery backup? Things like that.
Exactly, and of course we're getting into Awareness Week as well. And some counties have tornado sirens. I heard Oneida County sounded theirs yesterday at 9 a.m. as they do every Wednesday. But Vilas County, I understand they don't have tornado sirens, right?
We do not have tornado sirens in Vilas County.
Okay, so with that in mind, like, what do you recommend people, or like how can they be alerted in case there's a tornado warning coming?
I think people they can receive alerts in a number of ways, and I would actually recommend that they have a backup. So whatever your daily routine is, I know I get up in the morning, I listen to Devin. If I hear bad weather is coming, I start to pay attention, especially if there's a watch issued, because things can change so rapidly. You can listen to your local radio on the way to work. There are smartphone apps out there. There's a NOAA weather radio that you can use. And in Vilas County, we actually have a program called Smart 911, where you can go in and sign up and then ask to receive weather alerts. And you can choose how you want to receive those, whether it's a call to your landline or an email. You can do it through the Smart 911 app on your phone as well, or maybe you get a text message, whatever works for you.
Oh, that's really convenient. I did not know that they had that. So it's
I didn't know that either.
Yes.
So that's really good to know on that one.
So smart911.com.
It's smart911.com. And if someone wants more information on being better prepared, where do you recommend them going?
There are a lot of great websites out there. Weather.gov, which is the National Weather Service, they have a lot of stuff. FEMA.gov. The American Red Cross, their website actually has a lot of stuff on preparedness activities. And then, of course, my favorite is ReadyWisconsin.gov, and that's the Wisconsin.
All right. Well, Sherry, I appreciate you sharing with us all this important
thank you for joining
information.
us.
So we I guess, can't say look forward to a severe weather awareness, but I'm glad we know a few more tips. So thank you for coming in today.
Perfect. Well, thanks for having me.
We'll all be prepared and ready to go.
Yep.